He remembers he had failed both math and science in school. He goes to the bathroom. Looks in the mirror. Talks to his imaginary father. Punishes himself. On his knees on chickpeas. He comes out. Sits on the couch, frustrated. Suddenly the TV turns on by itself. As usual, from the static the psychologist appears. Psychologist. You can't give up. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. You have the opportunity to control the world. Control. Remember. Fagiola. I'm not up to the task. Psychologist. The problem isn't insurmountable. You just need help. Fagiola. Help. Yes, but who? Papaya. Banani. How could I ever convince them? Besides, they're incompetent. Psychologist. No, Fagiola. Not them. You need a real scientist. Fagiola. Yes, but who? And why would he help me, especially for free? Psychologist. Don't you remember? It's someone you know. Someone interested in the research. Fagiola. It's Fusibili. That's right. Who better than him, who has already worked on it? Psychologist. And you know exactly where he is. Fagiola. In the asylum. Psychologist. So. What are you waiting for? Fagiola. Yes, but he told me he didn't agree with what Rickenfurby was doing. Why would he continue those experiments? Psychologist. Those are details, Fagiola. If you manage to bring him here and show him the notes, we can manipulate him as we do best. Right? Fagiola. That's true. Fagiola pulls out Tony the sock. Tony. It's true. Fagiola is an idiot. But if there's one thing he knows how to do, besides getting locked up in the asylum, it's manipulating others. Ahahaha. Night falls. Away from prying eyes, he reaches the hill behind the psychiatric hospital. He hides between two recycling bins. He watches the gate. Smiles. Okay, Fusibili, get ready. I'm coming. Fagiola acts like he's about to leave but then freezes and pulls out Tony the sock. Tony. What are you doing, big dummy? You don't even have a plan. Fagiola. Shut up. I know exactly what I'm doing. Tony. Oh yeah? And how are you going to convince the guard to let you in? Tell him a joke. Fagiola. Not a joke. That guard, I know him. Tony. He's the guard from the Athens condominium. Fagiola. If you tell him a heart-wrenching story, he'll let you in. Tony. Then just tell him your biography. Ha ha ha. It works as a joke too. Ah ha ha ha. Fagiola. Cut it out, or he'll hear us. Fagiola puts Tony away. Fagiola. I already have a story in mind but I still need a couple of things. Fagiola goes and comes back with a fake birthday cake. Then he approaches the gate. Guard. Good evening. Visiting hours are from 7 to 9. By appointment only. You must come back tomorrow. Fagiola. I know. But I'm just asking a favor. To listen to me for a minute. Guard. All right. Go ahead. Fagiola. You have to let me in. Today is Mr. Plinplin's birthday, and he's alone and nobody visits him, because he has no money for medicine, because he can't work, because he broke his leg falling down the stairs while carrying cakes to the orphanage children, because he slipped while trying to help others, because his house was destroyed by a tornado that also took away his garden, because he had nowhere to grow food, because years ago a flood submerged his village and he lost everything, because he moved there to start over after losing his family in a landslide, because at 10 he lost his parents and his home, because he was adopted by a deaf shepherd who couldn't understand what he was trying to say, because at 18 he was arrested due to a misunderstanding caused by a birthmark on his shoulder, because he had no friends or family to defend him, because since he was little he had a series of accidents that prevented him from living a normal life. Because at 7 he was struck by lightning while pushing his little brother on a swing, because at 3 a model airplane fell on his head while feeding pigeons. You have to let me in, please. A tear rolls down the guard's face, hidden behind sunglasses. Guard. Go right in, but don't let the nurses see you. Fagiola crosses the main gate. He slips into a damp storage closet. Inside, he finds a lab coat hanging on a rusty hook. It smells of bleach and disillusionment. He puts it on. He moves out. He walks through the corridors, eyes down, steps like a tired employee. He looks for the cell. Finds the register. Finally, he finds it. Cell 17B. Inside, Fusibili is writing on a roll of toilet paper with a stub of pencil. Fagiola opens the cell from outside with a button. He leans in and calls Fusibili. Fagiola, whispering. Dr. Fusibili? Fusibili. Fagiola. You. What are you doing here? Fagiola. I have Arcibaldo's notes. Fusibili. Impossible, the notes were destroyed along with his secret laboratory. Fagiola. That's what he wanted everyone to believe. Actually, he handed them to his nephew. And he gave them to me. Fusibili. I've had enough of those experiments. That research is too dangerous. Fagiola. But I agree with you. My interest is not to get rich but to help humanity. Fusibili. Why should I trust you? Fagiola. You can stay in your cell if you want. Or try to do something noble. Pause. Fusibili, skeptical. For humanity? Fagiola, very serious. It's our responsibility now. Fusibili stands up. He hands him the roll of paper. Fusibili. All right. But if you lie, I'll come back here alone. They cross the ward pretending to be transferred. They reach the exit. There are trash bins. Fagiola, whispering. It's just to get past the gate. See you on the other side. Fusibili says nothing. He slips between the plastic bags. Fagiola closes the bin and starts pushing it with a shabby attitude. The guard looks at him strangely. Fagiola, muttering. Organic waste. Depressed state. The guard doesn't investigate. Shortly after, the bin crosses the gate. Mission accomplished. Fusibili is free. But the world doesn't know it yet. Meanwhile, our heroes are working as usual at Nasal. Banani. Did you send the video to the committee? Papaya. What video? Banani. The one from Arcibaldo. Papaya. Oops. I forgot. Papaya pulls out his phone. Papaya. Let me see if I still have it. Yep, here it is. I'll email it right now. Papaya fiddles with his phone. Papaya. No, no. The file's too big. Banani. Did you try compressing it? Papaya. Yeah, but it didn't help much. Still won't go through. Banani. Maybe it's better to put it on a flash drive and deliver it by hand. Papaya. Okay. Tomorrow morning we don't have much to do here at the observatory, so we can use the chance to go. I'll copy the file to a flash drive now so I won't forget. Banani. Is Capopolis far from here? Papaya. A couple of hours. We should make it in 4. Igor. With time and experience, Papaya hasn't learned to avoid mistakes just to roughly estimate them. Banani. All right. Then I'll be waiting for you early tomorrow. Ravioli. I'm coming too, guys. Igor. Obviously. I need fresh material every week for my show, you know. The next morning, they set off early for Capopolis. Papaya. We need to get gas. Banani. The self-service pump only takes cash. Papaya. Go withdraw some, Ravioli. Here's the card. Papaya hands Ravioli the card and points to an ATM right across from the gas station. Igor. Perfect. Nobody remembers what happened last time Ravioli used an ATM. That's where new ideas are born. Ravioli approaches the ATM, enters the PIN. Strangely, he doesn't get it wrong. Then he selects the amount. But a message flashes on the screen, insufficient funds. Along with the message, a loud electronic voice booms from the speakers saying the same thing. The volume is so loud it echoes between the buildings. Ravioli. How embarrassing. Couldn't they have made this machine a little more discreet? But the message doesn't disappear, it stays on screen in huge letters. And the voice keeps repeating. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. It goes on for 3 excruciating minutes. Ravioli wants to hide or run, but the card is still inside the machine. The voice keeps repeating. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. A few passers-by turn to look. Ravioli turns bright red. Some tenants peek out from windows and balconies. Ravioli overhears 2 people talking. Passerby 1. What happened? Passerby 2. He's out of money. Passerby 1. Didn't he know? Passerby 2. That's the crisis for you. It catches you off guard. Passerby 1. Bet he wanted money for food. Passerby 2. There's more and more poverty around. The government should do something. Finally, the machine spits out the card. Ravioli goes back to tell Papaya. Papaya. Oh, silly me, I forgot to transfer the money from savings. Try now. Ravioli goes back to try again, and the embarrassing scene repeats itself. Someone calls out from a balcony. Resident woman. Excuse me, don't you have the bank app? Some of us are trying to sleep. Ravioli. Sorry, ma'am. But it's not my card. Resident woman. Not your card? Then whose is it? Did you steal it? The machine starts again, full volume. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Ravioli. No, ma'am, let me explain. Resident woman. I'm calling the police, I swear. Ravioli. No, it belongs to a friend of mine. More bystanders gather around Ravioli to watch the scene unfold. Passerby 3. Look. He's trying to take money from someone else's card. Passerby 4. What times we live in. People have no morals anymore. Passerby 3. Back in my day, people worked. Now they're all thieves. Look at him. Even dresses like a scientist. Passerby 4. Yeah, maybe a scientist of stealing. Ravioli. No, you don't understand. It's just a technical issue. The voice keeps repeating. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds. Papaya shows up at the last second. Papaya. Ah, sorry Ravioli. I forgot to hit confirm. Meanwhile, the machine spits out the card again. Ravioli grabs it and throws it on the ground, furious. Ravioli. That's it, Papaya. Look what a fool you made me look like. Ravioli storms back to the car, muttering. Papaya finally manages to make the withdrawal, and the crowd disperses. The show is over. Fagiola and Fusibilli reach Archibaldo's old lab, the one hidden among the cliffs that exploded years earlier. The ruins are still there, damaged, but intact enough to rebuild. Fusibilli gets straight to work. Among the rubble, he finds some usable equipment, a centrifuge, some half-melted cryogenic pods, a rusted genetic scanner. Fagioli helps clean, repair, and dig. Within a few weeks, they manage to bring the lab back online. It's not perfect, but it works. They begin experimenting, planting vegetables whose DNA has been fused with animal material. A cucumber with tuna genes. Lettuce with traces of quail. Fagiola shows the harvest to Fusibilli. Fagiola. Look at this. We've got our first results. Fusibilli tastes the cucumber. Fusibilli. Perfect. It works. The fiber of vegetables and the nutritional power of animals. Fagiola. Soon we'll have plenty more like it. Fusibilli. And we'll finally move on to industrial production. Goodbye, world hunger. Fusibilli writes everything down with meticulous precision. But Fagioli has other plans. One night, while Fusibilli is sleeping, Fagiola enters the lab, pulls out a hair, and inserts it into the genetic mixer. Then he adds a broccoli fiber. The result is a seed. He secretly plants it among the other crops. And waits. Papaya's car speeds toward Capopolis. Banani, Igor, and Ravioli are on board. Or rather, almost. They've stopped at a rest area. Ravioli got out for an urgent matter in the bushes. Papaya takes the chance to check his phone. Silence. Then a jolt. The ethics committee closes in 30 minutes. Panic. Papaya yells, "Everybody in. Let's go. Now." Ravioli hears the shouting, stands up quickly, fixes himself as best he can. He runs toward the car. But his pants, unbuttoned in the rush, start to fall. He tries to hold them with one hand. Then with both. Then he loses them completely. He sprints half naked, long strides, with a proud look and panda print underwear. Papaya doesn't look. He hits the gas. Ravioli leaps in. 1 foot on the step, 1 hand on the handle, the door still open. Papaya slams it into first and takes off like a rocket. Clank. The door slams shut. Right on Ravioli's neck. His head remains outside. The rest is wedged between seat and roof. Eyes wide. Mouth wide. No sound. The grip is too tight to scream. The car speeds along. People turn to look. One pulls out a phone. Another wonders if it's a new type of advertisement. Ravioli's head bobs in the wind, puffed up like a balloon. Below it, the panda underwear flaps. After 300 meters, Igor says. "Has anyone seen Ravioli?" Banani turns. Then screams. Papaya breaks. Scree. Silence. The door opens. Ravioli drops to the ground, gasping. They were pollinating my ears." Banani nods. "We're almost there." And off they go again. The car screeches to a halt in front of the building. Last second. Last chance. The brakes scream. The doors fly open. Banani rolls out, Igor jumps, Ravioli pulls up his pants while running. They burst into the lobby, out of breath like disaster survivors. The secretary looks up. She sizes them up. Then sighs. 4th floor. Room E go. Up they go. Long hallway, flickering neon lights. Closed door. Inside, a meeting. 12 people around a table. Lab coats, ties, tablets. One turns to look. Then all of them. Slam. Papaya bursts in. "We have a problem." Silence. Ravioli adjusts his panda boxers. Igor stays in the back like a shadow. Banani holds a stack of wet photocopies. No one knows why. Papaya steps forward. It's urgent. Arcibaldo has created steak-flavored zucchinis. Murmurs. A woman in a suit stares at him. Who's Arcibaldo? An intern. Brilliant. But unstable. He hacked the seeds. Now zucchinis taste like T-bone steak. A man with glasses asks. So what? So, we need regulation. Immediate action. Think of the consequences on a global scale. Think of the school cafeterias. Everyone goes quiet. Then someone points to Papaya's hand. What's that? Papaya looks. Oh, this. It's a detailed video. Proves everything. In 4K. Compressed in H.265. Dramatic pause. It's on a USB stick. And Papaya looks at his hand. Then his pockets. Then the void. Banani stares at him. Ravioli whispers, he's lost it. Papaya says quietly. Oops. Then louder. I left it at nasal. In the secret lab, hidden among the rocks and the salty mildew, Fusibili wanders alone. He spots a strange plant tall, with a fleshy stalk and messy, chlorophyll green hair. He steps closer. Bends down. Looks carefully. Eyes. 2 human eyes, half hidden among the leaves. Fusibili jumps. What the? Behind him, a rustle. Fagiola. I'm sorry, dear colleague. You weren't supposed to see this. A cloth. Chloroform. Silence. When Fusibili opens his eyes, he's tied to a swivel chair. In front of him, the mind slavery machine trademark, built by Fagiola using old toasters and a TV antenna. Just watch the spiral, Fusibili. It's only a spiral. Don't resist. After a few minutes, Fusibili smiles with a blank stare and says. Work is joy. Obedience is better than thinking. From that day on, Fagiola has a loyal, tireless assistant. The humanoid vegetable experiment continues. Fusibili solves the root mobility problem, fungal grafts and synthetic tendons. Now the zucchini soldiers can walk. Run. Jump. Some are doing crunches. Fagiola watches with satisfaction, then laughs like a maniac. Ahaha. The world will eat broccoli or perish. Tony the sock pops out of his pocket and stares at him. Ahia. The whole world will know Fagiola's insane. Ahahaha. Fagiola ignores him. But inside, a shadow of doubt flickers. Could Tony be right? The next day, Papaya is ready. This time he has the USB stick with the video. They get in the car and drive to the gas station. Only the self-service pump is open. Banani gets out to check. Banani. They still haven't fixed it? It only takes cash. Igor. I've lived the scene before. Papaya. We need to withdraw some money. Ravioli. No way I'm going back to that judgment machine. Banani. Igor, it's your turn. Igor. Fine. Just check online first, okay. Papaya opens the app. The account is empty. But the paycheck comes in today at 8. The car stops in front of the ATM. Igor sees a message on the screen and steps out to read it. Igor. Out of service. Papaya. There's another one around the corner. They drive to the second ATM. Ravioli. What time is it? Papaya. It's 7:55. We wait 5 minutes and withdraw. Ravioli. But it's so hot. We're parked in full sun. Papaya. Come on, Ravioli. 5 minutes will fly by. It's 8:10 and still nothing. Banani is sitting in the back seat with his laptop on his lap. Papaya. What are you doing with the laptop? Banani. Making a video game. A robot that shoots. Igor. Wow. Groundbreaking idea. Never heard of that before. A bank employee walks past the car. He stares at Banani as he passes, then enters the side door of the bank and closes it behind him. Banani. What did that guy want? Ravioli. Looks like someone who works here. But the bank's still closed. Igor. Maybe he wanted to steal your game idea. Time passes, but no paycheck. Ravioli. Check again, Papaya. You said just 5 minutes. Papaya. Let me see, nope. Still nothing. Igor. Can we move to the shade? It's an oven in here. Papaya. What's the point? The money will come in any moment now. Ravioli. You've been saying any moment now since 8. It's 8:25. I'm not feeling well. Papaya, irritated. Ravioli, you're always the same. Can't you just wait a second? Now I'm gonna go search for a shady spot who knows where, and meanwhile the money comes in and we waste time. Ravioli. Okay. Sorry. We'll wait your way. At 8:40, Ravioli starts hallucinating. Ravioli. I saw a mozzarella with wings, it's talking to us, his name's Alfredo. Banani. If we die like this, write this in my obituary, killed by the sun and Papaya's stubbornness. Meanwhile, the same guy from before peeks out the door, now with someone who looks like his boss. They both stare annoyingly at Banani. Papaya. What's with those two? Why are they staring like that? Igor. Maybe they see us as a case study in poor decision making. Or they're betting on who dies first. Time passes. The heat is unbearable. By 9, still nothing. Eventually, someone knocks on the back window. Everyone turns. Banani stays focused on the laptop. Outside the window a policeman in uniform. Policeman, to Banani. Excuse me? Banani. 1 second. I'm about to paste. Policeman. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me what you're doing? Banani turns around and is startled to see the officer. Banani. A video game. A robot that shoots. Policeman. Really? Banani. Yes, look. I'm adding the shield right now. Policeman. Do you have a home? Banani. Of course I do. Why? Policeman. Then tell me why you're all sitting in this car, parked in the sun, in front of an ATM, for over an hour, fiddling with a laptop. Papaya. No, look, there's been a misunderstanding. We can explain. Banani. Why? Is it illegal to be in front of an ATM with a laptop? Igor. 4 idiots in a car, parked in the sun, in front of an ATM, with one typing on a laptop. Completely normal. Happens all the time. Not suspicious at all. Papaya clears up the misunderstanding and the officers leave, but not before filing a report with the bank staff who had called them. It's now 9:20. They're still there. In the car. In the sun. Like 4 roast chickens. Suddenly, breaking the silence, a notification arrives on Papaya's phone. Everyone perks up. Papaya. There it is. He opens the banking app but gets a maintenance screen. Ravioli. No. I don't believe it. Igor. Enough. Give me the card. I'm going anyway. Papaya. Go ahead. The money is there. 100% sure. Igor gets out. Inserts the card. Gets the pin right. Selects withdraw €20. The machine thinks. Then. Your balance is insufficient. Your balance is insufficient. Your balance is insufficient. Sirens level volume. Giant letters. A lady peeks out from her balcony with a dog. Passers-by stare in disgust. Igor runs away, leaving the card in the ATM. Papaya, screaming. The card. He jumps out, trips, gets up, runs. Stands in front of the machine. The voice and message continue. Your balance is insufficient. Your balance is insufficient. Your balance is insufficient. Now all the shame is his. People and neighbors look at him like a loser. Someone makes a comment. Finally, the machine spits the card back out. A new notification on the phone, the money is in. Covered in shame and humiliation, Papaya finally gets his 20 euros. Igor. Papaya finally got what he deserved for trying to make everyone else do the dirty work he should have done himself.